Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with a new reading vlog for you where I read a bunch of arcs. So this is supposed to be April through June's releases. I pushed it because it ended up mostly being May and June releases. And because of that, here we are. I will tell you all of the arcs I have right now for this time period. Some of them I got a little later into the filming process, so I'm not positive that they will make the final cut into the video, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna try. If I can finish, at least, we're gonna try. But yeah, I, at this stage, have read most of these. I have 2 left on the list, so we're just introing it now because this is what needs to happen for me. So it's what's happening. On that note, I have definitely, like I said, accumulated a good bit of arcs for this 3-month period. I have a lot more for the next 3 months, which is wild to me. Summer has a lot of anticipated releases. I'm prioritizing 6 arcs total that I have, and I feel like that's about a sweet spot for these videos, 6 to 7 books. So that's also why I was like, April can wait. The April ones I'm skipping in this video, but I will be talking about in other videos, and before you know it, Sweet Obsession by Katie Robert, Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man, and The Dead Don't Sleep. The Dead Don't Sleep ended up being a skip when I thought it would definitely be included because it does tie into The Chosen and the Beautiful by Nevo, so I need to read that so I can read this one, which I'm gonna do. But our May releases, we have Kiss Me Maybe by Gabrielle Gamez, Ride With Me by Simone Saltani, Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tolley, and then for June, we have Ready to Score by Jody Slaughter. We have Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen, and then we have I Think I'm in Love with an Alien by Anna Guire. This is the one I most recently got, and I'm going to try and read it before this vlog goes up, so I'm hoping it gets inserted. If not, it will be in my next weekly vlog, I promise. I will be reading it ASAP because I'm very, very excited for it. I'm very excited for these. I'm curious to see how they play out, what I think of them, and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you want to jump around, the timestamps will be down below. So yeah, if not, let's jump to me reading Kiss Me Maybe. Okay, so I started Kiss Me Maybe this morning and I'm already 40% in. I have under 6 hours left right now and I'm having such a good time. So this book follows a virgin, never been kissed, ace lesbian, so asexual lesbian, and she basically has a TikTok go viral, has to take it down because of work, and then outs herself on TikTok. And we're following a lot of like coming to terms with coming out and what her family's going to do and some family drama in this, but also she has always flirted with this one bisexual bartender at the bar she goes to on the regular, and that bartender, Crystal, they end up teaming up, and it's basically them teaming up to organize this scavenger hunt to orchestrate our main character's first kiss. I think her name's Angel or Angela. I cannot remember which, but it's very interesting. You get a lot of perspective on asexuality and the spectrum that it is, I think, and also just like a discussion around like how it's not always being sex repulsed and all these other assumptions people make, like, because there is such a range to it, right? And I personally like am not, so I don't fully grasp the range, but I also can I still kind of get it, right? And I think this has been really fascinating because she is exploring where in the range she falls and is it different than what she thought, because she does have a crush on Crystal. So 40% in, we're about to do some exploring of that and I'm very excited for it. But yeah, I'm having a good time. This does deal some with aphobia and a little bit of lesphobia, homophobia situations. Not fully to the character, it's people online, and then also some family tension around it. Not her direct family, her extended family. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. I think this is really good so far. If you do not like things that reference current items into contemporary, which does not bother me always, depends on the references. So it references TikTok, because that's where she's going viral, then this may not work for you because a lot of it hinges on her posting these videos and kind of going viral on TikTok. So do take that into consideration before you pick this up, but I'm going to keep listening and I'll be back to talk to you in a little bit when I make it a little further. So far so good. I'm truly having an absolute blast with it, so I'm happy to be here. Good morning. I finished Kiss Me Maybe last night. I did listen to it on audio via NetGalley, but I also had an ebook, so flip back and forth if needed, but I didn't end up needing to, so that was nice. I really liked Kiss Me Maybe. I think the way this book discussed the range, the spectrum, all the things of asexuality was really, really interesting. The way everything came together for the couple also was really nice and rewarding. This was a good book. Like, it was fun. If you liked the next best fling, I think you'll like this one. yeah, I can't speak to a lot of the rep in this book, but I did really enjoy getting such a varied discussion on asexuality. And also, I enjoyed our lesbian rep, because sometimes you don't realize, right? Because, like, you're just surrounded by so much, like, heteronormativity to, like, be straight and stuff, but it also doesn't, like, punch you in the face with this stuff. It's just kind of part of the book. It's part of the discussion. It's part of the exploration of what is happening, right? And I truly I had a blast reading this. I think it was so fun. I think it was an absolute delight. I'm giving it a solid 4 stars. The audiobook narration was fantastic, but I also think it's an easy one to read with your eyeballs. So, first arc done for the vlog. I don't know if this will be the first arc in the order, but it's the first arc done. Yeah, I had a really good time. Like, a really, really good time. So, I don't know. If it piques your interest, definitely read it. I basically devoured it in a day without even trying too hard to listen to it. I just kept listening to it all day while I did things, so that helps. Yeah, all right, on to my next one. Okay, I am 23% through Ride With Me. I'm listening to it from my iPad. I'm having the Kindle app read it to me. Genius plan here. And I did my iPad because I won't get interrupted by texts and stuff as much and any other notifications, so I am so excited. Anyways, I'm 23% in. Thomas and Stella have met. They are on a joint bachelor and bachelorette party situation, and they have had fun. And they have now woken up the next morning, and they indeed are married. And they don't really remember it. My favorite. Listen, I got married in Vegas. I'm a sucker for a married in Vegas trope. Ours was planned. I did have a planned Vegas wedding, but I'm just saying, I'm a sucker for a married in Vegas trope. I think it's so fun. Both of them are kind of down on their luck, though. Like, Thomas's team is not doing well. Someone he didn't seriously say should die, like, got injured and can no longer race in F1. And our heroine, Stella, runs the macaron company from book 1, and she got left at the altar, literally. And then went on a rant about how much she hates men on social media, apparently, and that caused a whole kerfuffle in her life, obviously. And so, yeah, I'm really, 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 really intrigued to see how this goes as I continue. I will be continuing, and I will be finishing it today, I believe, which is great. I have like 3 hours and 19 minutes, it says, and I'm having a blast. I really am enjoying this one. So yeah, I will continue reading, and I'll let you know what I think as I continue on. Obviously, I'll come checking around 50 to 75%, somewhere in there, and then when I finish. Okay, so I accidentally marathoned the rest of Ride With Me. Literally accidentally. I looked down, I was like 50-some% in, and I was like, oh, I'll stop soon and update you. I did not. I just kept doing my tasks, and the next thing I knew, I was done with the book, and I was just like, oh, oops. This is like a 4.5 for me. I really enjoyed this one. I loved Cross the Line. I thought it was a really solid debut. This continues to be a solid continuation situation happening. We follow Thomas and Stella, who runs the cookie company from the last book, as I talked to y'all about, and their fake marriage, where they have this really big slow burn development of feelings and caring. I think that was the thing that stood out to me the most in this book. I feel like we had 2 characters on page who deeply cared about each other and were struggling to come to terms with that caring and what that meant for them, versus how, you know, they were in this situation where they're fake married because it's better for both their images. We also had a really interesting thing where we had 2 different kinds of people leaking things to the press for different reasons, some of which were positives and some of which were negative reasons. And I thought that was a really interesting situation as well. They both were resolved differently, which was kind of fascinating to see. Yeah, and overall, I just really had a good time. It is a slow burn, though. Like, they don't finally get it on until like 70%. So do keep that in mind. But I think it made sense for the story, and the tension there for the slow burn was fantastic. When I read a slow burn, I want that tension where, like, they keep almost getting there and then not. Like, yes, please. That is exactly what I want to read. So I had a blast. I truly had a blast with this, and I'm so happy I read it. I think if you liked Cross the Line, you will like this one. If you like a wake up in Vegas married, fake marriage situation where we gotta stay married for at least a year, you'll also like this. We do have light other woman drama with his childhood best friend, but I will also say that is resolved before the end of the book, and resolved in a way that I really appreciated and enjoyed, because I think it was that thing where she had to figure out that, like, her and him her and Thomas were not meant to be together either. So there's that. But yeah, I had a great time with this. I'm very excited to see what else Simone Soltani writes. And with that, we're going to move on to the next book in this list. So I started on Not Safe for Work yesterday, and basically last night on the couch, I read half of it. If I had started this book earlier, my God, I probably would have finished it yesterday. But I read 49%. And I need to like lay out some ground rules on this book on if I think who I think will like it and who I think will not like it. Also just made my coffee. Interesting, I used a new pod that I turned into a double shot because I'm almost out of pods. I didn't realize how close to out I was. Anyways, let's talk about Not Safe for Work. This is Nisha De Tolli's contemporary romance debut. Her other series is like a fantasy romance. I think it's more fantasy forward probably, or romantasy, or whatever you want to call it. I did not realize the shirt had an American flag on it. That sucks. Anyways, it's fine. It's a I will note this is a Captain America shirt, not a like America shirt. Read about 50% of it last night because I just couldn't stop. It was really, 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 really readable. So that was a win. And I think the readability of it is enemies to lovers. It is a very bantery enemies to lovers. It is a workplace enemies to lovers, which is not going to work for everyone. It is full of HR violations. Do not get it twisted. And I would want it no other way. It is a romance book. I want it to be that. This is almost what I wish The Hating Game was, I think, when I read it. So the two of them end up selected to go on this big retreat for work for 3 weeks in Hawaii. And it starts with her like trying to like flirt and stuff with one of the people that work at another part of the company. And Rafe, her coworker, Trish is her name. Her coworker, Rafe, who is like, no, you shouldn't leave with him. Like to the point at which he had his like arm around her, like her waist, like holding her down, kind of like, don't leave with him. He's not good person. She's like, don't tell me what to do. It is a very childish banter and enemies to lovers, but I'm eating it up very quickly, okay? I cannot resist. I cannot help it. I'm obsessed already. I have like probably 2 hours or less left to read the last little bit. But I'm having a blast. Oh, also, the other thing you need to know is there's only one bed. They end up in the honeymoon suite. Because of course they do. Of course they do. So yeah, it's just thing after thing being put on there. It has been very fun so far. I'm really having a good time. But yeah, I do think this is going to be one of those books that like you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. If any of the things I said about it are like, ooh, that's a no, it's not going to be for you, I promise. And that's okay. But yeah, this is one of the probably so far the most like, I don't know if this book is for everybody reads, but boy, am I having a good time. So yeah, I'm having a great time. I'll be back later with another update. I finished Not Safe for Work. It's a solid 4.5 for me. I really liked this one. Again, I did not like The Hating Game, and Workplace Enemies to Lovers is a hard setup, but this was like a really nice slow burn. I did get the audiobook arc as well towards the end of my read and switched to that. I really enjoyed the audio narration. I genuinely just had a really good time with this, and I'm happy about that. Amelia's chugging water. I think one thing that worked really well for me overall in this, without a spoiler, is that they both choose to pursue what means more to them at the end of the book together, but not staying on board elsewhere. Take that however you will. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this. I think this was a fun read. And I do think it's one of those ones that's not going to work for a lot of people, and it's going to work for some people. Again, it's like The Hating Game was, right? Like, I didn't like that, but I like this, and I feel like it has a lot of similar vibes, but they weren't competing for the same job necessarily always. So that was nice. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun slow burn. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. So on to the next. Okay, so sadly I'm here to share a DNF with you. I did DNF Ready to Score by Jodie Slaughter. So I did not like the second book in this series that much. It was a 3. The first one was fine. I liked it more than a lot of people did, but the series has progressively not been great for me, so I DNF'd this at 4%. One, it is super duper football focused, and it is April. I don't want to read a football book right now. Now, like, with my mood reading, obviously, I don't always read books in season, but, like, football right now? No. I'm out. So I did DNF it. I think it has some intrigue, but it's rivals / enemies to lovers as teachers, which I don't think I fully realized it was teachers. And for me, personally, I feel like the stakes are too high for teachers. Like, they have to deal with so much that, like, having a workplace enemy as a teacher just feels like misery to me. Obviously, I didn't get enough in for that dynamic to fully develop, but in the first chapter, one of our main characters is upset that the art teacher got a smart, and then the art teacher who has been, like, funding a campaign to, like, fund a bunch of things for the kids at the school via her friend's, like, lottery winnings she was gifted, which I think is fantastic. But again, something's off here. It just is not working for me at the end of the day. So I've DNF'd it. We're moving on. I'm going to read another book. So I'm halfway through Plus Size Player accidentally. I thought I updated you and then I checked my footage and I have not. Oops. I have to tell you, first of all, part of why I thought I'd updated you, but I hadn't realized I hadn't, is that we've been building to this reveal that you as the reader know is coming. You know that the guy that she likes the most and has been hooking up with works at the company that just hired her. There's just, like, you know it as a reader. You know it. There's no way you don't. And because of that, I've been, like, on the edge of my seat waiting for the reveal, because we've had a couple near reveals that have not happened, and it just happened at 51%. So know that going into this book. Our heroine is a plus size model influencer. Very confident. I love that. Gets hired by a brand for a 9-month contract to be exclusive to them and help develop their online stuff, and then potential to walk the runway and things like that, which is really exciting. Our hero / main love interest. Oh, and then she has, like, 4 guys she dates. Only one of them she's hooking up with, but she's dating 4 guys total, kind of on and off for different things, different fulfillments in her life, which, like, valid. But the guy she loves the most, she calls Mr. Fun, which is Russ, or Russell. He is the CEO of this fashion brand, which is, like, real life fashions. So we just had that reveal now, 51%. But I'm enjoying it. This book is full of sex. It is so steamy, which is fantastic. They also have a penchant for public boning. So do keep that in mind. If that's something you, like, super don't like, you might want to know that going in. But it's been fun. And you're getting caught a lot with their little hookups. It's been really fun. I'm really enjoying it. I have about 2 hours left in the audio. Audio narration is also fantastic on this one. So, like, that's nice. But yeah, I'm having a good time. I just have been very stressed about, like, when is this reveal, because I felt like the reveal should have happened by now, but not all bad. Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm going to keep listening. I will come back and update you. Okay, so I finished Plus Size Player last night, and I really liked it. Solid 4 stars, 4.5 maybe. It doesn't really have a third act breakup, so to speak. Like, they're separated-ish, but, like, they're also still, like, magnetized to each other at the same time. But this follows the third, like, the last half of the story is her working for his fashion company and them trying to stay apart, and then him also trying to find a way to make it so they can be together, and he does find that way, and it doesn't involve anything questionable that would ruin her career or his career. And I really liked that, and I think that part of it was so nice. We did have some, like, drama with them having another plus size model go to an event, and that was really fascinating. But overall, it's a fantastic story. Like, I really enjoyed this. I think I liked this one more than I liked Curvy Girl Summer, and I think Curvy Girl Summer was also really good. I also think it was just fun having a character who was dating a lot of different people, and there was good reasoning behind it. She had each guy was meeting different needs for her, and I don't know, I enjoyed that element a lot. I also just really liked Russell, our hero, and I liked his desire to not hide her and want her to be with him publicly, so it was really good. I definitely had a blast with it, and I cannot wait for more people to get to read it, to be honest with you, because I think it sounds really, really fun. All right, y'all, that is it for this ARC vlog. The good news, I have raised my NetGalley score a little bit again, so that feels really good. You'll know more in the NetGalley check-in, but I'm going to tell you here and right now that our percentage is going up. 80 by the end of the year is in sight. Let me put it that way. I am immediately diving into my books for the next ARC vlog for y'all, because that will come out in late June / early July. Honestly, likely the first week of July. just because I have about 7 books right now. But that doesn't mean if you have a book you're really anticipating coming out for the next 3 months that you can't let me know down below. Or you also could let me know if there's anything coming out October to December that you're excited for as well that I should be on the lookout for to make sure I can try and get it, because I would love to have some of those to talk about. I'm obviously very excited for a lot of releases, but I don't have a ton of October to December books, so there's that. I do, like I said, I kind of have enough for the next one, but if there's something you're super curious about, because I do have one I'm thinking DNFing, but if not, let me know if you're going to pick any of these up, if you have any of them pre-ordered, all that good stuff. If you don't want to do any of that, leave me a frog emoji, because I'm in my Just a Frog and His Banjo shirt today, and I love this shirt. It's so comfy, cozy, and it's gonna give away the fact that I was filming this on the same day I was filming books for the video. It's fine. We're here. It's cool. So yeah, you can do that down below. Links to all these books for you, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am. And I will catch y'all in just a few days in my next video. And I can't wait. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we wait.